Slakia, I don't even know how long this was. This wasn't recording. Oh, I never hit play. Okay, Slakia. Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashem, Merkwak, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, and shalom to my Akim Wakwafim who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this foul captivity. This is Brother Kawakab coming at you with another lesson. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. And now today's lesson is going to be on our duty and how our duty / our goal gives us purpose. Alright, because the reason why I'm doing this lesson because I was inspired to do this. I was inspired by this brother's lesson. Okay, definitely go watch his lesson. All right, but I was inspired to do his lesson. I was inspired to do this lesson because I felt like there was a time in my life, okay, where before I was in the truth, obviously, okay, well not obviously, but I'll just say before I was in the truth, there was a period of time where I felt absolutely miserable. Okay, there was a time where I felt like, okay, well, like I don't have anything to live for. I don't have anything to do. Like there's no goal that I have in mind. There's no clear cut. I want to do this. I'm working towards this and whatnot. Where it's just like you're just living. You're just going through the motions and stuff like that. And it's not fulfilling. All right. And as a result of that, I just thought like damn, like this is really miserable. Like I don't even what's the point of even living, And again, like this is a very miserable thing because like it's like Slakia. I don't mean to like ramble, but it's like it kind of gets to you, and it is enough to drive you insane, in all honesty, because like you feel like, well, why am I actually living if I just have to work until I can't work anymore, and then you retire, and when you're old and you're decrepit, you can't live your life. All right, you're just waiting for yourself, you're just waiting to die. That's basically it. Slack it. That's basically it. Like it's like, what's the point? Slack it. Well, what's the point? All right. Like these are the things that I thought about. It's like that's actually a miserable. That's genuinely a miserable existence. Like that's not good. That's really not good. All right. So yeah, basically, as a result of that, in Esau society, we strive to obtain that money. We strive to obtain, a good house, a good this, a good that, and whatnot. And then at the end of the day, it just doesn't. It really just doesn't matter, because you're not even you never really live a fulfilled life. All right, like you don't get to do the stuff that you want to do, and that's why lots of people basically sacrifice things by okay, well, I'm gonna have to go and ruin my life, go do a whole bunch of stuff of now like college years or whatever. All right, while I can, people. That's why people say, oh, life is short, because all they're really doing in between is just working a soul-sucking job that really kind of feels like it's draining your life, be it physically taking up all your time, or spiritually actually sucking away at the years of your life. All right, and that's the thing. That's the crazy part. You never really know at this point. All right, but yeah, like that's a miserable existence. Okay, and even brothers. Lots of brothers have even said, that they work these, 9 to 5, these boring 9 to 5 jobs that is just like, you're really, it's just soul sucking. Okay, and the reason why is because they just need to get money to pay for all their bills. Okay, and Esau set society up to be that way, where inflation is a thing where you have to pay for a whole bunch of different bills, your rent, electricity, water, car, insurance, and more. Okay, all these different things, and again, like you are constantly trying to accumulate more money than the needs for the for the bills. Okay, it's not because you want to save money. A lot of people can't even save money anymore, and that goes for Edomites as well. There have been Edomites that have been going on TikTok and saying, "Hey, I can't even save money anymore. I'm living paycheck to paycheck." Which also, that's the curses that's translating on to our enemies. By the way, call them LAWAYA. But at the same time, the fact of the matter is that Esau literally made his society this way in order to destroy his people and us. Okay, like that's why when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. All right. So let's continue on. Another one thing about this is that First Peter chapter 1 verse 4, to an inheritance incorruptible and undefiled, and that faith away and faith not away, reserved in heaven for you. Also, 1 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 25, and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but an incorruptible. Okay, so but we an incorruptible Slakia. So basically, we are trying to aim for the incorruptible crown, the thing that will last forever. All right, that's our goal. All right. Now the thing about that to remember is that in general we are trying our best to work for YAHAWASHI in a sense, okay? Because you know that when you put in hours with YAHAWASHI, as in like doing lessons, okay? And it's like I really want to say this is why I have so much respect for the brothers, okay? Not necessarily the brotherhood, but all Israelites in general that have been out and about for all these years and are still out and about. Okay, Priest Zabak from HOI, Brother Niquam, Brother Amos from WFI. All right, what's it called? Deacon Sakari, I think. Deacon Genesis, I think he goes by now. Hassad, all right, formerly from Sakari. And then the brothers from GMS, elder brother Manak Zakpa, all right, elder apostle, I believe, Arim Lob, elder apostle Tahar, all right. Slaki, when it comes to actually naming people off the top of my head, I sometimes get mixed up. I'm trying to remember more. But yeah, there's just a lot of brothers that even though we don't have Bishop Nate, okay, even though I don't agree with all of what they're doing, or even though I don't agree with all of them, like I don't agree with HOI, IOIC, and I think on multiple occasions I've even said my disdain for IOIC in the way that they are against the name doctrine, other stuff and whatnot. But even still, what I can appreciate is that they are, they're doing their part. They're teaching this truth. They're pushing that we are Israelites. Okay, so that's something that I can actually appreciate from them. All right, that's something that at the end of the day, even though they are pushing slightly different doctrine, if not a whole different doctrine, but at the same time, at the end of the day, they're leading people to knowing that they're Israelites, so that they can find the true gospel. And ultimately, you don't pick and choose if someone is going to stay, if someone is going to be a part of the truth. We are just the mouthpieces for getting YAHAWASHI's people to return to him. All right, that's basically what we are. Okay, we are just the gateway. All right, we're the the gates to returning and reconciling with Yahawadah Shem Yahawashi. All right. So yeah, that was a very big thing. That again, as I said before, even though I don't agree with them, I still appreciate that, you know, brothers are doing their part. Okay, they're doing their part, and you have to. I do respect them. Okay, for at the bare minimum, you know, preaching this word. Okay, they push this word. They help get it out there that, you know, we are the Israelites. Okay, our people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, are in fact the Israelites, and we are trying our best to, you know, we're trying our best to, you know, do what's right in the eyes of Yahawadah Shem Yahawashi. All right. So yeah, that's a very big thing, and that is the work. That's the proper work that makes you feel fulfilled. Okay, that's the proper work that makes you say, okay, well, I'm actually doing something that is contributing to the better thing, where we are working towards that incorruptible crown. Okay, maybe not all of us, all right, but you know, the ones that whom it applies to, yeah. Okay, because you have so many different brothers that have thousands upon thousands of hours, you know, preaching, teaching, learning, and whatnot. Like there's so many hours of brothers, you know, actually doing this work. Okay, you know, and I pray I can get to thousands of hours. All right, thousands of hours. I don't even know if I am or not, or it's like at 1,000 hours. I don't even know if I'm at 1,000 hours. Well, I pray I am, but you know, like these are the things that we are trying to do. All right. To be able to say that I have the mastery of 1,000 hours, that's dedication. I'm sucky. Like, do you realize like how much dedication you have to have in order to put in so much time for Yahawadah Shem Yahawashi? Like, I'm not even trying to like glaze or anything like that, but like that's a big thing. Like, that's genuinely a big thing. All right, to be able to say that, you know, you love the Lord that much. All right, you love the Lord that much that, you know, that's crazy. All right, that's genuinely a powerful thing, to be able to say that you love the Lord so much that you spent such a large amount of your time, you know, just dedicating to Yahawadah Shem Yahawashi. Okay, that's a very good accolade. All right, that's a very good thing to say that you achieved. All right. So continuing on, Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 18, for in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. And you know, that's the thing, where we're going to have to suffer for the Lord. We're going to have to suffer dealing in this wicked kingdom for the right reasons, though. Okay, for the right reasons of, you know, we have to struggle in this society. We have to wait for the Lord to say, okay, you know what, it's time that, you know, you don't need to keep on going anymore. You're good now. All right, you made it through. All right, you made it through that hard and rigorous thing where, you know, that this is the thing that you were working so hard for, that you were building up towards, and it is basically the exact same thing that Yahawashi basically showed us and gave us the example in, where he lived in poverty, all right, for the sake of he lived in poverty for the sake of us. Okay, knowing that, you know, we're gonna have to go through some hardships. Okay, we're gonna have to struggle a bit. Okay, and in that same sense, you know, he just showed, he gave us the example. Let's get that. As a matter of fact, 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 21, for even here on too were ye called, because Hamashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps. All right. So yeah, we are basically following the example of Yahawashi, basically saying that, you know what, yeah, stuff was hard, things was not the best, but you know, we got through it simply because we had faith with Yahweh. We trusted and waited on the Lord to, you know, handle stuff for us, okay? Handle the other side that we didn't have control over, while what we did, we what's the word? We just did the boring, monotonous stuff, okay? But at the same time, even while doing the boring stuff of, like, you know, working a terrible job and whatnot, and waiting, okay, we know that at the end of all that waiting, at the end of all that work, okay, that the Lord, okay, was going to bless us. All right, and we're going to see it soon. We're going to see it soon, Yahawadah, especially with all the prophecies that's happening right now. All right, this is where faith comes into play. But also another thing, you know, Matthew 6 verse 11, give us this day our daily bread. We asking Yahweh for daily bread. Okay, we're not asking him for, oh, give me a mansion, give me a fancy car, give me all these fancy stuff, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, we are taking one step at a time. We're living in poverty now because we are supposed to be, we are the princes and the princesses, okay? You Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters, okay? We are going through these hardships, struggling, all right? Being in poverty, all right? We're struggling, waiting for the Lord to deliver us, okay? And then again, like, this is just a big thing that you just kind of have to just be patient about and wait for the Lord to handle it. Okay, it's not something for you to say, like, okay, you know, yeah, I'm gonna go and do this myself and whatnot, or what's the other one called, what's the term called? I'm gonna fix my situation, my condition, or whatever myself. No, you're not gonna do that. You can't do that. Okay, it's only the Lord. The Lord has to make things right. The Lord has to fix our situation. Okay, it's not, we can't save ourselves. All right. So let's continue on. Baruch chapter 3 verse 8. Okay. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payment according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. All right. So yeah, that's another thing where you have people who really, like, they don't what's the word? How do you say? They don't really recognize and realize that our current situation, all right, it doesn't really allow for things to be, you know, lenient, if you will. All right, like, things are very miserable. All right, to say the least. Slocky. Yeah, so yeah, things are very miserable, and you know, as a result of that, you know, misery, you know, people think that, you know, it's like, well, why are we living like? And that's why lots of people, like, you know, there are people that straight up are willing to crash out, because, like, it's like there is really no reason to live a long life in this kingdom. It's like, what are you living in this kingdom for, really? Like, have you ever actually stopped to think about that? Like, what is the true, like, purpose in living in this society? All right, you're living in this society just to you know, oh, like you're getting money, and then if you can't make the money, well then, okay, well your life was miserable. Like your life was just purposeless. All right, like these are the things that we have to suffer through. All right, like it's not a very good existence. All right, but we're just living to make enough money to pay for all of our necessities, and oftentimes we are just living to paycheck, where we can't even go live our own lives, go do what we want to do. All right, well, if someone wants to spend their life playing video games, or if someone wants to spend their life traveling, or if someone wants to spend their life it's doing something, anything, just having a hobby. All right, just having a simple hobby, and you can't even do that because Esau made it society unlivable. All right, and then you have all these freaking jakes that want to say, oh, look at all the freedoms that we have, oh, look at all the this, look at all of that. Like, where are the freedoms? All right, where are those freedoms that they're talking about? All right, when we're miserable, we are literally miserable. All right, especially with us being in poverty. All right, like it's not good. It really is not good. I'm telling you right now, it's so incredibly like I'm telling you, bro. Anyway, continuing on. Let's continue on. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 16. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. Okay, so that's the thing. Actually, no, let's keep on reading. Verse 17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding eternal weight of glory, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Okay, again, we're working for the stuff that's eternal. We're working for that incorruptible crown, as we read in I believe it's what was it? 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 25. Okay, Slocky, bear with me one moment. Okay, so yeah, basically, yeah, we're doing this to obtain that incorruptible crown, not that corruptible crown. Okay, we want that permanent peace, not that temporary peace. Okay, and Esau society does not allow for us to be. Oh, don't do that. Slakia. Basically, this society does not allow for people to be able to do that. Okay, unless you get super lucky and you're able to make money off of playing video games. Which honestly, I have to say, like, even though I like playing video games, I'm not gonna lie. Just the fact that you can make money playing video games, I'm still baffled at how kind of like I guess kind of stupid that is. Like people really want to watch somebody just playing a video game, and apparently there's money to be made in that. Like that's very, I don't know, surprising to me. I don't know. I don't really know a better way to put it. Like that just it just baffles my mind about stuff like that. Slocky, bear with me one moment. No, yeah, but yeah, So let's continue on. Let me stop filibustering and end this off. Psalm chapter 130, verse 5. I wait for the Lord, my soul doeth wait, and in His word do I hope. Okay, so yeah, that's another thing where we have patience. We wait on the Lord to get us out of here, just as Yahawashi had shown us the example of having patience and waiting for things to get better, where for him he showed that the servant is not greater than his Lord. All right, so we have to be able to have patience that things are in fact going to improve, are in fact going to get better. All right, so that was a that's a very big thing. That's a very big thing. So that was a very big thing that is a contributing factor to just how we're supposed to be conducting our lives. Okay, we're supposed to be waiting, going through some hard stuff, waiting for the Lord just to come to return, for our Lord Yahawashi to return and to deliver us. Okay, now Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. This is another thing where you need to have the faith that things are in fact going to get better. All right. And the thing is, I feel like people don't really have faith anymore. All right. I think that they tend to really forget and just worry about themselves rather than what is to come. Which that's why you got that one brother that had fell out the truth I think a couple of years ago. All right, he was from WFI. This is before I been following GMSS, where I remember him doing a lesson, and then I remember he fell out the truth, and then Brother Naikwam had made a lesson talking about how he had fell out the truth. Oh, bear with me one moment, Slakia. Basically, so yeah, that was a big thing. All right, that was a big thing where when we fall out the truth, that's not something to be that's not something to take lightly. All right. That's not something to take lightly, all right? This is a very serious thing, all right? And we need to have faith in Yahawadah that the Lord is going to make things right and to deliver us through our eventual hardship, all right? So yeah, like these are the things that we think about. These are the things that we have to constantly remind ourselves so that we don't lose faith and we don't lose patience, and we know that the Lord Yahawadah is going to eventually send Yahawashi to get us out of here, and then we are going to be able to live properly live. All right. So yeah, that was a big thing. That was a big thing. That was a big thing that I thought was something to really think and look back on. All right. So yeah, continuing on. That was it. So with that, praise listening was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, Ba'Hashem, Yahawashi, Ba'Hashem, Wakwak, Badash, double honors the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Abad Babal, and Shalom. I